Everybody's done gambling in their ball.
I can get it on the way out.
There he is.
For us,
Hey, we are actually not having a meeting tonight because we do not have a quorum. Sorry that everybody came out here. It's getting to be a little habit now, what's going on here. But, you know, we show up and everybody else should show up. But tonight, we're not having a meeting, and at this time, I'd like to have Mr. Corsi come up and read a letter to you. Mayor Norton, city council members, this letter is to advise and inform Mayor Norton and the city council that I am officially rescinding my resignation that I submitted to you in December of 2019. I reviewed the minutes of the City Council for December 19, 2019, at a specially called meeting on January the 9th of 2020. The minutes of both official meetings reveal that the mayor and council did not vote to accept my resignation or terminate my contract as city attorney. With the submission of this letter rescinding my previous resignation, my contract as city attorney remains in effect. I will continue to represent the city of Fort Wentworth until such time as the mayor and council decide otherwise. It has become increasingly clear in recent weeks that the city of Fort Wentworth desperately needs legal counsel.
Amen.
To help guide the city through this morass of problems that it currently faces. And I cannot, having grown up in this small town, allow the city, the mayor and council to go without counsel in such a chaotic atmosphere. When I was selected and sworn in as your city attorney, I made it very clear that my experience as a senior United States attorney dictated how I intended to approach the city attorney's job. As a law and order lawyer who's always mindful and respectful of the law, due process, openness, and fair dealing. I once again renew my commitment to follow my knowledge, experience, and respect for the law going forward. I'm concerned, very concerned for the future of this small town and its citizens, which requires that I once again step into the breach, so to speak, to represent the city and its good people. I ask for the support of the mayor, the council, the city employees, the good people of Fort Wentworth in performing what will be, no doubt, a challenging process. And let me just turn and I commit to these good people out here. We are working with the governor's office, the attorney general, and using other options that are available to us to break this log jam. And I swear to each and every one of you, it will be done. And with that, Mayor, Council, may I reassume my position? Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's all right with the mayor?
Pastor Paul, would you please release the prayer?
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, Lord, we come before you again tonight. And Lord, we just want to reach out to you, let you know, Lord, we love Fort Wentworth. And Lord, we just pray that you will have your mercy and grace upon this city. It's a challenging time. And Lord, during challenging times, we know that you will help calm the waters, clear the heads. And we just pray, Lord, that you will just bless each and every one involved here in the city, the mayor, the councilman, all the city officials and employees, and the citizens as well. Lord, tonight we lay ourselves before you. We're at an impasse. And we just pray that you will have your mercy and break that impasse and allow us to continue to be a productive city in this state. Have mercy upon us all tonight, in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
thing I'd like to say is, I'd like to say, we're saddened by the death of Debbie Johnson, and, she's done a lot of good things for our city. She's, helped the kids out with school supplies, she's fed the hungry, and I'd just like to say, God bless her and her family, and I hope it's the best for their kids. That's all I got to say about that. Now we're gonna go to the, guest speakers, or the ones that registered to speak. Jay Andrews. You here?
Well, I registered thinking that the Mose Rice Hope development was going to be brought up tonight with council, and I was here to answer any questions, but I guess it's a waste of time. But I'd like to ask for most everybody sitting here, if we're not having a meeting, why are we all still here?
Well, we have to show up, sir. And, thinking there's gonna be, well, actually, the meeting tonight is rescheduled for the two members that are not here, because they couldn't make it Thursday.
Okay.
So we rescheduled it tonight so they could be here, and they're not here. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, so
But we're still gonna show up when we have a meeting. We can't call a meeting and stay home.
Here,
Okay.
may I explain?
Yes,
A little
please.
bit. To make it as clear as I possibly can, the Georgia Open Meetings Act is required we have to follow it in order to have what is called an open meeting or an official meeting to conduct business. And in order to do that, we have to have a quorum of members, council members here and present. Because of the death of Ms. Johnson and the resignation of Ms. Dial, that puts us down to 4 eligible council members at the present time, plus the mayor. About 10 years ago, this council approved some operating rules which requires that there be 4 eligible voting council members in order to make a quorum. With the absence of 2 members of council tonight, that does not give us the 4 in order to conduct business moving forward. So we cannot, by law, here in Georgia, conduct an official meeting and have votes on things that are before council. Does that explain a little
Well,
bit?
so then going forward, everything we're going to do is unofficial meeting, is that correct?
This, what you're talking here today is simply citizen representation, speaking before council. There's no vote to be taken, no official business to be conducted. You are here at that podium to express your opinions and disapproval, approval, or whatever.
Okay.
So no votes can and will be taken tonight.
Okay. I'll be back in the next council meeting.
Right. Jody Hawks.
Well, I thought we were at the council meeting.
It's on, just pull it down.
Put it down.
Just pull it down.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were at a council meeting, and I was very disappointed in the, what's going on. Is there does anybody know why this is happening over here, the missing people? Is it all, it's all centered around this young boy here, am I correct? If Mr. Davis is not, is being claimed as not being a real employee, why is he still here? Why can't we fire him? Or not fire him, or just eliminate him? That eliminates half the problem. I mean, that's my question. He's the problem that's causing all this. Let's get rid of him. I mean, so he sues the city. He's gonna sue the city anyways. Whether he's fired or he resigns. But until we get rid of him, it's like a cancer in this city. So that's all I have to say.
If I may, let me address your questions. In November, there was a vote taken to hire Mr. Davis as temporary or acting city administrator. The vote was 4-2 to hire him. As city attorney, I subsequently did legal research and issued an opinion that hiring was inappropriate for various reasons. However, under our system of law, until a judge adjudicates the issue, he is here, he is in that position. Further, our charter and the resulting ordinances that come underneath that charter at the present time require that the mayor and council hire and terminate department heads. Mr. Davis, in the position of city administrator, being one. Since we cannot conduct an official meeting this evening because of the absence of 2 councilmen, this council cannot conduct a vote in order to consider Mr. Davis's future with the city. Does that address your question?
You said something about until it's adjudicated in court. Is that going to happen?
That is there is nothing pending in court, to my knowledge, to reverse the decision of the council back in November at this time.
Well, you also said that the mayor and council hire and fire department heads, right?
That's correct.
He fired the department head without going through mayor and
That is
council.
one reason that he was mistaken, in my humble opinion.
It just seems like the bad has got a hold of our city and we can't get rid of it.
We are a nation of laws,
I
let me
realize
remind everyone here. Because some of us choose not to follow the law religiously does not mean that the rest of us should not.
That's correct.
That is the overriding concern on my part. Follow the law, do it by the book, so that there is fairness and due process from beginning to end.
But if these 2 guys don't continue not showing up for council meetings, how can we fire them? We can't have a quorum.
I am working on behalf of the city to address that situation. It will not go on indefinitely, and rest assured of that. I cannot force, nor can these council members and mayor force these gentlemen to show up for an officially called meeting. That is their decision. But by them not being here this evening, chaos continues. There are people in this audience who've flown in from the West Coast to do business here with this city for the 2nd or 3rd month in a row. And they cannot get their business done. We must break this log jam up, and it is my job as city attorney to make sure that that happens.
May I say something?
Yes.
We all have been elected to govern here. And with and I call it a boycott. Maybe that's the wrong word, I don't know. But with their boycott, we cannot conduct business. I believe it is a violation of their clear duty. What they took the oath to do, it is a violation, and they're not following through with it. And if they don't want to work, if they don't want to be here, they need to resign.
What can the citizens do to help?
Hold on, Well, she needs to come to the podium, she will speak.
What can the citizens of Fort Wentworth do to help resolve this thing? I mean, we're not, there's 6,000 registered voters in this town. And we're all being held up by two people and him. What can we do to help? Has anybody got a suggestion?
Mr. Mayor, the answer to Mr. Hawk's question, I think Mr. Coursey so eloquently answered it, and I support Mr. Coursey. I've talked to Mr. Coursey several times today, and I have the full confidence in his ability to get in touch with the proper authorities to do what we have to do. It's unfortunate sometimes we can't go out, Mr. Coursey's not at liberty to go out and say what he's doing, but he has assured you, it's so much of the swear in the sand that he is going to work hard for the city of Fort Wentworth. I support Mr. Coursey immensely. I support the mayor. I support Ms. Smith, that we have to continue doing business in the city. So please bear with us. I'm sorry we just probably lost some people. I tried to look to see who they might have been. I apologize to Mr. Brock. I apologize for us not being able to pay the bills. But this didn't happen overnight, and correcting it will not happen overnight. So please, let's give Mr. Coursey time. He just come back on board. Appreciate the mayor for allowing that to happen. And give Mr. Coursey time to do what he is asked to do. And I feel sure with 100% of my mind and body that Mr. Coursey will do the right thing. So let's just give him time. It won't happen tomorrow. It won't happen by the weekend. But I promise you, he's got things in the works. Let's just give him time, and please bear with him. And like I said, a couple of months ago, please pray for our city. That's what we need more than anything else. We need our city to be prayed for so we can get back on the right track. And I guarantee you, sooner or later, we will. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Can we recall these guys? I mean, can the citizens start a petition to recall these two guys?
Of course, there are statutes that are in place at the state level on the recall of public officers. They are readily available online, and I would note that Mr. Stevens, I think, represents one district, while Mr. Barbie is an at-large candidate. And it would take a petition, as far as Mr. Stevens is concerned, from within his own district.
Right.
But Mr. Barbie would have to be an entire citywide petition to recall him. There are other things, as I say, in the works that I am not at liberty to discuss at this point. But yes, to answer your question, there are remedies under Georgia law.
All right, thank you very much.
Ms. Hester, before you speak, I just want to say something. It's not my nature to be this calm this long, but I've decided, my views on this is remain calm and do the thing the right way. There's some stuff that's been happening in our town that haven't been done the right way. So that don't mean we have to do it. We're going to do it the right way. Y'all just bear with me. All right, Ms. Hester, thank you.
Janet Hester, 440 Minehard Road. I came tonight to see about the city's business. I thought that I would be speaking on a matter regarding Newport Cove apartment complex. Did not realize that we are still unable to reconcile. I want to look at those of you sitting here tonight in front of me, and all of these sitting back here behind me. Who's going to be the reconciler? Are we going to continue to be a city divided? Are we going to continue to be downtown and north side? Or are you gonna start governing for the whole city? You're gonna govern for your own individual needs? Well, I'm here to tell you tonight that I am in Debbie's district. I am in District 3. And I will speak to you tonight, and I will put my name in the hat, to replace her seat until the end of her term. And I will hold that seat with honor for her. And I will represent the people that she represented in the way that she represented them. And I would hope that you all would not stack the deck against the north side of Port Wentworth and against the values that Debbie represented. And I'm speaking to all folks. We are not divided in this city, but we are acting like it. And it's time to stop. It's time to get ourselves off the front news of the front page of the news and the leading story in the newsrooms. It's time you guys take a step towards them at a time they need to take a step towards you and stop this division. I will gladly take Debbie's seat and hold it in her honor. You will need to do that appointment. And I've spoken to some of you, and I've made my position clear on that. Debbie and I talked a lot about the issues in Port Wentworth. And I feel like I will represent her position until the end of her term. Anybody else that wants to step up and do the same, please do.
Thank you, Ms. Evans. Gabrielle Nelson.
Mayor and council, my name is Gabrielle Nelson. I am a resident of 64 Burnt Oak Road. I've resided in Chatham County for my whole 32 years of life, 11 in Fort Wentworth, and I was here to present resume and cover letter to be reviewed for District 1.
What's your name, ma'am?
Gabrielle Nelson.
So you've been out for over 32 years?
I've been in Chatham County for
Yeah.
32 and 11 in Fort Wentworth. Built 2 homes out here. And I understand it's under review for appointment, and I would like to be considered.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything else? Anyone else want to speak before we go?
I will say, Mr. Mayor, that I've had a couple of people call me and have expressed an interest in this seat also. So I think what we can do is just ask for their resumes. Is that correct?
That's what we need to do anyway.
Well, I'm just getting your direction. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, thank you.
And please understand that we cannot fill those positions as a body until we can do official business. So until we have a quorum in order to conduct official business, those positions cannot be filled.
I'm Brenda Boulware, number 1 Horn Place. In regards to the division, you've got 2 people up here and you've got 2 people not here. Who's causing the division? The 2 people that are not here. Okay? A second point, if there is no contract with Mr. Davis, then why is he still here? There's not a contract. My understanding is the mayor has not signed a contract. So why is he still here? That's my question to you, Mr. Court.
Once again, it is my humble opinion that the hiring of Mr. Davis was done in a backwards fashion.
Agreed.
There should have been a contract prepared submitted to the council as a whole for consideration and voted upon. Our charter and our ordinances also require the city attorney to review and approve that contract. That contract was never submitted to me until the day after the meeting in which Mr. Davis was hired. So that was a violation of our own procedures in and of itself. Once again, we had 4 members of council voting to hire Mr. Davis in November. That is a majority vote. That stands until action is taken by this body or a court of competent jurisdiction says otherwise. So we are in this mode, accepting or not, we follow proper procedure and proper law.
I understand that. Okay, there was the votes. However, the contract apparently was drawn up by Mr. Davis himself, and the mayor did not sign it.
Correct.
So there is no contract.
There was a hiring. The contract is implicit, in my humble opinion, until a court of competent jurisdiction tells me otherwise. Or until this body establishes a quorum in which to conduct business concerning Mr. Davis' future.
Well, then I suggest don't pay you.
Anyone else?
All righty now.
Well, I won't take it but a second. Okay. Okay, about everybody in here knows me. I'm Sally English, I live on Warren Drive, I've been here for 54 years. Now, I know nothing about Mr. Davis or how he came in, but I mean, if he really wanted this job, if he came in from the back door, why don't he turn around and come in and admit to come into the front door? And one more thing. Been here the last 2 meetings. Mark Stevens has not showed up. Nothing against this lady over here, but why should his reporter be here every time if he's not going to be here?
I'm not with Mark Stevens, but I really appreciate the accusation. It's okay though. I mean, you can make that accusation
They said
against
you
me,
were Mark
but
Stevens, so I didn't
did you
know.
ask me?
I asked you out there, and you said you were here for one of the councilmen.
I said I'm here as a concerned citizen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I wanted to say.
Judge, I was 413 Tower Street. I was a member of council when we adopted ordinance where 4 is required. That was under the assumption that we had 7 members. We 4 would be the simple majority. Maybe that needs to be changed, just a suggestion.
Absolutely.
Because we have the majority here tonight. It seems like we should be able to conduct business. It's my opinion.
I agree, John.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else?
Good evening, Your Honor. Good evening, members of the council, city administrator, and city attorney. We appreciate you being here so much and your legal mind. Let me just say this. Gridlock is terrible. We don't get things done with gridlock. Everybody in the room knows that. These are 2 suggestions that you might move forward, and you may already be working on them right now. As Mr. Bauer just pointed out, we do have a majority of 4 elected councilmen and 1 mayor here this evening. We have a majority. And it would be my suggestion that under the mayor's urging and the council's urging, that we direct the city attorney to go into the appropriate court, probably Superior Court, and have these rules nullified so that this sitting majority can move on with this city's business. Then that would do away with the gridlock. Then you could get things moving and address all the other problems of the city. We appreciate what you're doing. We're with you. North and south.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tim. Anyone else? One more.
My name is Cheryl Davis. I'm at 5 Rostrum Lane. I just wanted to say to everyone, I appreciate my 13 years and 8 months that I had with the city. I love everything that I did about the job. Did I like what happened to be by Mr. Davis? Absolutely not. But at the same token, I take it as a blessing because I have a job now that is much better, less stress, less politics than I could ever ask for. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one of y'all that had tried to help me out, work with me during the time that I was off. But at the same time, it was a blessing. Thank you for the kick, Mr. Davis.
That was good right there.
My name is Rufus Bright. I live at 54 Chiller Way. I just want to correct places to put in my resume, because I would love to have that receipt too.
You can bring it to City Hall and get it shown.
Okay, that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? All right, we can go home. Y'all have a good night.
I'm getting